Haggerty. I'm chairman of the Board of Trustees of the El Paso Community College. And I want to welcome you all here this evening. And you all at home that want to follow along on the computer can go to www.youtube.com/user/goepcc. So before we get started, would everybody please stand so we can say this.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, Bell, call the roll, please.
Sir. Mr. Uxer. Here. Mrs. Robles.
Here.
Ms. Nájera.
Here.
Dr. Graham.
Here.
Mr. Haggerty.
Here.
Mr. Mendez and Mrs. Moy have confirmed that they will not be attending today's board meeting. Item 1.4, approval of minutes. This includes item 1.4.1, February 25, 2026, regular Board of Trustees meeting. 1.4.2, March 30, 2026, regular Board of Trustees meeting minutes. And April 22, 2026, regular Board of Trustees meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question, Bill.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
I'll accept April 22nd because I wasn't here.
Dr. Graham.
Yes, aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 1.5, welcome to guests and staff members. Item 1.6, open forum. There is none, Judge. Section 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Mr. Al Flores, veteran and Vice President of the Military Veterans Museum of the Southwest, will provide a brief presentation to introduce the Military Veterans Museum of the Southwest.
Good afternoon. El Paso Community College Board of Trustees, Mr. Haggerty, Mr. Serrata, board members, college staff. It is an absolute honor to appear before you on behalf of our committee. We are a 501c3 organization with a mission to establish a military veterans museum in the El Paso area. We are taking a big bite because we're calling it of the Southwest. So we'll gradually be expanding beyond the El Paso area. There's too many veterans in our neighboring areas to just call it a El Paso Veterans Museum. Just a little bit about me. I was born in Isleta, and I was raised in the San Elizario, Socorro, and of course, Isleta community. Right after high school, I enlisted in the military. I went on to serve 20 years. After that, I worked as a ROTC instructor at Del Valle and Eastwood High Schools. Can I ask a question if anybody here is familiar with Eduardo Pedregon or who he was? Anybody in the audience? Well, I'm going to blame these guys from Sanelli for what I'm up to. In San Elizario, they have a museum for veterans. It's the only museum in the county of El Paso that honors veterans. Doesn't have a bunch of tanks or helicopters or stuff like that. It just has a picture and a little story or a little blurb about that veteran. And this is where the seeds started coming into my mind to be planting all over El Paso, to create a museum that honors veterans for what they contributed to their country. As you know, the military, Fort Bliss, and El Paso share a wonderful relationship. Some of you may recall back in the day when Logan Heights was a training facility for Fort Bliss soldiers that was later on turned over to El Paso Community College. I remember those barracks from World War II that were used as our first classrooms. Imagine now, from 1969, you now have 5 campuses. That's a tremendous growth. So I'll fast forward a little bit to September 2001. EPCC came together and allowed or donated the property where now sits Old Glory, that huge flagpole over there right next to the campus, the Northeast campus. This is an area that was very touching over the weekend when I went to some of the events over there. So El Paso offers a lot for veterans. We have good facilities. The VA takes pretty good care of most of us. However, there is not one single location other than San Elizario that honors the memory of the soldiers that served, nor do we have a place where we can store their stories. And this is where we want to go with our idea of establishing a museum. So our goal is to create a teaching center, a repository for memorabilia that will honor the service and sacrifice of the veterans who have served, to pay tribute to the individual service member, that clerk, the supply sergeant, the cook, the infantry soldier, truck driver, all of these folks. Some will tell you, I didn't do anything really important, but they were part of a team that made things happen, and they're still making it happen. So we're humbly requesting that the board approves for us to build, well, first donate some land for us to build this dream that we have of a museum. Tentatively, that would be right next to Old Glory, the flagpole's location, right where the tennis courts are that nobody plays in anymore. So, again, I humbly request that you consider our petition. And if I may, I have a couple little tokens for the board members, but I would like to give this first one to Mr. Borrego, who was a guy that, when I went to visit that museum, by the way, the museum in San Elizario is named after Mr. Pedregon. He was missing in action for many years. When they finally came along with DNA, they were able to identify his remains. So consequently, the museum has been named after him. So this is a small token to Mr. Borrego. And if I may approach, I have a similar one to you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your service. Thank you so much.
One question. What branch?
Dual citizenship.
What branch? Military.
I say dual citizenship because I did
I like
5
this
years
star.
in the Marine Corps and 15 years in the Army.
We won. The Army wins. Yes, sir. Cool.
And I appreciate these fine folks to come and join me to this presentation. Any questions, I will entertain them, or Ms. Graham will also jump in and help me out.
How many square feet will the museum?
Dave, square feet? For the museum, square feet?
Sir, we're contemplating 20,000 square feet for the building itself.
We have enough land there to,
Well,
Support
this
that.
is the part that I think would be studied at this time to be sure that it would work in terms of having the appropriate parking, access lanes, and the like. But we have a lot of eyes and interest in doing this. These gentlemen represent the whole El Paso area.
I'm very interested in it too, but I just want to make sure that there's enough property there where the tennis courts are. I think you ought to do it down on the corner of Diana and Kenworthy, myself, and then you walk up to the flag site.
Yeah,
That's what I like, but that's you guys'.
okay.
We did have, if I may, Judge, we did have an engineer look, one of the members, except he's in the hospital as we speak, so Robert Ortega, he went and looked and measured, and there is enough there for the 20,000 square feet facility. You know, that's kind of approximate, and it would be right next to the pine trees that are on the site. That's what we were looking at.
Yeah,
If I may, we talked about going up 2 stories, 3 stories, so it wouldn't have to occupy a lot of real estate. The only concern of mine would be if we're not violating the building of the appearance of the campus over there. Of course, we would try to match it a little bit so it doesn't clash, but that's up for consideration and debate.
Judge, Judge, if I may, I think it's a super idea. The concept is great, but what we're doing is we're talking, he's got, I've got, we've looked. What I suggest we do is we actually get this in writing with not a formal proposal, but at least something documented saying, hey, here it is. Here's, say, an outlay, a rough sketch of the deal and what we would envision. One deal, this would be with the parking lot, this is where the building would be. We're thinking about 1 story, we're thinking about 3 stories, and talk and get some definition as to what the requirements and what the absolute requirements are for an acceptable museum, what a likes would be. But anyway, let's put 2 or 3 people together to actually document this and put it in writing so we have a place to start from, as opposed to, hey, I'd like this, and can we do, you know, we can talk all day long, but if we have something documented, and then we can start putting things together, one of which is really onerous, we can start talking dollars, which is gonna be dictating, it's gonna have to be paid for somehow. So at least, you know, donations, whatever. So we need to at least know what the magnitude of this is going to be. I think it's a super idea, but at least if we can say, hey, this is where we're going, and this is what we want to accomplish. But look, here it is in writing a drawing. Let us draw and show you where the flagpole will be. As an alternate, maybe we can put it on where the corner that the judge would like to see it, and what would be the advantages there. But at least it gives us something solid to work from, and something we could put a proposal for, and even a motion.
Thank you, sir. Duly noted.
Go ahead.
Along those same lines, when it comes to funding, another question would be, and I don't expect you to have an answer right now, but, you know, where this funding, you know, the property, obviously, if it gets donated by the college now, where would the funding come from to actually build it? And then if you have a timeline as to how long it's gonna take, you know, are you thinking this will be done in 4 years, 2 years? I mean, do you have an idea of a timeline of what it's gonna take?
So I can answer some of those questions because I've worked with them for quite a while and we've done a lot of research. One of the things that we cannot move forward on getting the value of the building and approaching donors or partners because we don't have a place to put it. Tentatively, we've submitted a request to one of the local school districts that's closing facilities to allow us to use a multipurpose room temporarily while we get everything else in place. The thing that's keeping us from moving forward is knowing where we're going to place it. And we're not asking for the land to be donated. It will always be the property of the college, just for clarification purpose. It's only allowing us to place a building in that piece of land that is in front of the courts. And, but to move forward with finding out everything else, we need approval that, yes, the board would allow us to use that to place the building there, and then we can move forward with all the other pieces. While temporarily, we hopefully will be using the multipurpose facility that we're trying to get so that we can have a starting place. How long will it take to get the money? It depends. We've looked at several possibilities on partnerships with some of the business people in the community or in the county, approaching other entities. I know I've spoken personally with Senator Blanco. He was very interested and supportive. So that, I think it would take us at least 5 years. I know we want to do it, faster, but to be reasonable, it might take us a little bit longer. We just want to get it done in our lifetime because these men have been at the forefront, and several women. We have several women that are part of the committee, but they're not here right now, but they are also very instrumental in pursuing this.
I love the idea. It's a great initiative.
And we also want to make sure that you understand that it's going to be an educational facility that's going to teach young people in our community about the people that have served, the reason why they went. It's not going to be a place to exhibit weapons and things like that. It's a place to exhibit the histories, the oral histories. And we've got experts here. I know Prince McKinsey oversees, he's a curator for the Railroad Museum. And then, of course, we have the Sanelli Museum. So we have people with experience here that will move this forward. Other questions?
Yeah, one, I got thinking, maybe this is for Ms. Marine. Out of this, is there a significant question related to who would own the property? Particularly if we're acquiring, and we're going forward and acquiring, who has legal responsibility for whatever event occurs? Does the community college, if they use our facilities, are we obligated for all of the other options as opposed? Like, we don't own where the flagpole is, do we? We own that, so we have that legal obligation there too. I'm just curious as to what kind of obligations, and maybe that's something, a question to be addressed later or study, but.
It would be because is it on? Can you hear me? It would be because you're going to be looking at the agreement between you and the museum to decide who's running it, who's handling the day-to-day operations, and you build a contract based on that agreement that then is enforceable between the parties. So it's really premature at this point to talk about that until you know what's going to be built and who's going to run it.
Yeah, my question would be liability for whatever and
Right.
how we determine that, okay.
Yeah, so the liability would be determined in the contract itself. It'll be
Okay.
spelled out. Yes, sir.
And we can't take any action tonight because it just says presentation. It doesn't say discussion and take action. So you gentlemen get your stuff together and get with Dr. Graham, and we'll put it on the agenda to say discuss and take action on. But I think we're all on board.
I know
I
the
like
whole
the
committee
idea.
isn't here, Judge, but I would love to hear, if you all would introduce yourselves, who you are, and what branch you served on.
I'm John Moreno. I volunteered for the draft to go into the United States Army when I was in college and had a deferment.
Hua.
Thank you.
My name is Alfred Briones. I'm a Vietnam veteran, U.S. Navy, served in the USS Lexington aircraft carrier, now a museum in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Thank you for your service.
My name is David Miller. I volunteered to go to Vietnam, and 7 of us graduated on time at A&M. 5 were killed in Vietnam. And when I heard about the 5, I said I need to volunteer. So that is kind of not just me, that's the heart of every man that's sitting up here. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ray Borrego. I'm from San Elizario, and I was drafted into the United States Army, served 1 year in Vietnam, got my discharge, and now after I retired, after I came back, got married, worked, and retired, I now do a lot of volunteer work for the veterans out there in Sanelli. And yes, as Mr. Flores mentioned, San Elizario is the only place in the whole county of El Paso that has a veterans museum. On one hand, we're kind of proud, the people from Sanelli, that we are the only ones and first ones to ever have a veterans museum. But on the other hand, it's sad that there's no other veterans museum, and there should be one. I have a lot of people that go and visit the Veterans Museum. A lot of these veterans here, when they go and they see our museum, oh, can I bring my picture? Can I put my picture here? And I ask them, do you have roots or ties to Sanelli? And if the answer is no, I'm afraid not. The only one here is Mr. Flores, because he was born in Sanelli, so obviously he's got ties to Sanelli. But again, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Duenas. I go by Bobby Duenas, born and raised here in El Paso, Texas. And I graduated from Austin High School back in '69. In April of '69, I enlisted in the U.S. Army, and I went to the 82nd Airborne, where I served. We got deployed to Vietnam, actually, and after that, 82nd stood down and ended up with the Air Cav. It was a mission and a half with the Air Cav. We had a lot of things we had to do. Again, there was a lot of, I've shown my friends here some pictures of some of our missions. Unfortunately, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's from that horrible thing they sprayed over there. And I'm being treated, yes, by the VA for my condition. And I did my 3 years, came back home in one piece. Last month, I buried two of my friends, a Marine from Vietnam, Quezon. We grew up in the same neighborhood, and another friend who was in the Navy, developed bladder cancer. So it was a very bad month for me. So thank you for listening.
My name is Prince McKenzie. I received an ROTC commission at UTEP. 7 of my classmates died in Vietnam. One of them was MIA. The family was never able to have a funeral. And I was a military intelligence analyst in 2 tours in Vietnam, working in military intelligence operations, also for the 1st Armored Division at Fort Hood, Texas. And I would like to tell their story, and for their children and their grandchildren. And I'm retired from the City Department of Museums, and I have installed 6 different exhibits in the last few years about veterans, but those exhibits are down now. But we want to create an archive that will have the story, the individual story, those lives of those men, and for their children and their grandchildren. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Raul Lom, L-O-M. Come from descended from Chinese, so that's how I got the name. I did serve in the United States Army. I spent 1 year in 1968, 69 in Vietnam. And I had my best buddy, my mentor, I would say, the one who saved me a lot of times. He died on the first week in my arms, where he was hit on the neck by a sniper. And the sad story was that he could not be picked up right away, and I had to stay in a foxhole with him until his body grew cold, stiff, until he was picked up, and that, I can't forget all that. I made a promise that I would go and visit his parents once I came back, and sorry to say, I didn't do it. So, but I would love that museum to be done, and maybe we can put some names there that nobody even remembers sometimes. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, point of privilege, I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge my husband, Raymond Graham, who is also in the audience, and he has been instrumental in helping propel what we're trying to do. He served in the U.S. Air Force during the Vietnam era, and there's also comments in my family that he wasn't really in Vietnam because he was in the Air Force, unlike the gentlemen that were on the ground. And he reminds them that if it wasn't for the Air Force, they wouldn't have gotten to Vietnam. But then they had to jump off the plane, so a lot of them have knees that are injured because of having to jump off the planes, because they couldn't land the planes. So welcome, Mr. Graham. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you all for
One
your
last
service.
item. Just as a point of focus, for some reason, we're called the Veterans Capital of the U.S. And here in El Paso, we have about 55,000 veterans. That does not include active duty military that come in and out of the city. So I think we are appropriately labeled Veterans Capital of the U.S. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you all for your service.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Item 1.7.2, Dr. William Serrata, College President, will recognize individuals who have retired from El Paso Community College.
Judge Haggerty, members of the board, this is always a bittersweet moment. Debbie Forelli is a dedicated and highly accomplished educator with over 3 decades of service at El Paso Community College. Her career began in spring of 1990 as an adjunct information technology instructor. In fall 1996, she transitioned to a tenure-track office technology instructor position, earning full tenure in 2000. Throughout her prestigious tenure, Debbie has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to academic excellence and institutional service. She's a two-time NISOD Excellence Award recipient and served for 25 years as a faculty coordinator within the Math, Science, and Technical Education Division, where she successfully managed 5 distinct disciplines. Driven by a passion for academic fairness and institutional tradition, she served on the district-wide Grade Appeals Committee for approximately 20 years and has honored graduating students as a faculty marshal since the tradition's inception. Debbie remains deeply grateful for the lifelong opportunity to empower students, equipping them with the vital skills needed to advance in their careers. I want to thank you, Ms. Farelli, for your 30 years of service to the college. Just one, thankfully.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, no, not you.
I don't see it.
Item 1.7.3, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Good evening, President Serrata, Honorary Judge Haggerty, Board of Trustees, Vice Presidents, Administration, faculty, staff, and my fellow classmates. Before I begin, I would like to apologize for the absence of our SGA members this evening. As we move through the summer months, the number of members present at meetings may fluctuate due to summer courses, work schedule, and other commitments. However, please know that our members remain committed to serving the students at EPCC and will resume all SGA duties in the fall term. As we conclude another successful semester at EPCC, I would like to reflect on several accomplishments from the student government associations during the month of April and May. This spring semester has demonstrated the impact of student leadership, collaboration, and service across all our campus community. On April 30th, SGA hosted its annual banquet to celebrate the achievements and the dedication of both SGA members and our student clubs and organizations. One of the highlights of the evening was the presentation of our annual SGA scholarships. This year, we received 78 applications and proudly awarded $15,000 total in scholarships to 20 outstanding students who demonstrated academic excellence and commitment to their educational goals. We would also like to recognize several student organizations for their exceptional involvement throughout the academic year. First place was awarded to the Student Veterans of America Association, receiving $2,000. Second place was awarded to the Teen Survivor Club, receiving $1,500. Third place was awarded to the Music Society Club, receiving $1,000. Additional individual recognitions were included at the banquet. The Soaring Wings Award presented to Dominique Rivera of the Animal Rescue Community College for outstanding leadership and service. The Inspirational Award presented to Dr. Karina Castillo of the Chemistry Club for her mentorship and dedication to student success. The Francis M. Camboy Carrillo Dare to Soar Award presented to Raziel Moreno of the Chemistry Club for exemplary leadership, initiative, and community service. We are incredibly grateful for the dedication and passion of our student organizations and then what they bring to EPCC each and every day. During the banquet, we also inducted our new SGA members. I am also proud to share that for the first time in several years, SGA will have a full executive board serving in the upcoming term. Congratulations to all of our new inductees. I look forward to working alongside you all as we continue creating opportunities for student success and engagement. As we move into the summer, SGA will focus on collaborating more closely as a team while organizing our events, initiatives, and goals for the upcoming academic year. We will also be working to identify ways to improve the learning environment and promote student success across all campuses. This work will begin through planning meetings, discussions, and our upcoming SGA Leadership Retreat. I would also like to thank our outgoing member for their service and extend a special congratulations to Ashley Guzman on graduating this spring semester. Finally, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to President Serrata, Dr. Escamilla, Dr. Amaya, Judge Haggerty, the Board of Trustees, Vice Presidents, faculty, staff, and for your continued support of the student leadership and SGA initiatives. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to serve and represent the students of EPCC. We look forward to continuing our work as we prepare for another exciting year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Section 1.8, Communications, Item 1.8.1, Discussion and Review regarding data, statistics, policies, and general information related to El Paso Community College by the Board of Trustees.
Chair Haggerty, members of the board, we're going to have three leaders from the institution, Dr. Escamilla, Dr. Mitchell, and Dr. Castillo-Attar, speak to the hard work that they are leading to address student basic needs, mental health, and potential campus incidents. I know that Dr. Escamilla will be first. Please, Dr. Escamilla.
All right. Good afternoon, Dr. Serrata, Board of Trustees, Vice Presidents, AVPs, and everybody in attendance today. We thank you for the opportunity to present to you about the services that we provide to both our students and employees relating to mental health as well as addressing some of our basic needs. Some of the things we're going to be presenting to you today include the Behavioral Intervention Team, the Critical Incident Response Team, and EPCC Cares, as well as other services that address our basic needs. I would like to add that these services that we're presenting to you today are found under an umbrella initiative that we call Tejano Stay Strong. So I'll look at some of the services that our division provides under Student and Enrollment Services. Some of the information that I'm presenting to you right now was presented by Dean Rivas a few months ago. So you'll see some of the same information here. So under our division, we do have the Tejano Mercado, which again aims to minimize hunger among our students by providing free, accessible, and nutritious food. Currently, we have Tejano Mercados located at Mission, Rio Grande, and Vivi, with plans to expand to Trans Mountain and Northwest. The table that you see there below shows the number of students that were served through the calendar years. So we had 327 students served in 2024. And of those students, 74 were returning students, so they utilized the Tejano Mercado in a previous time. In 2025, we had 401 students, so that number did go up, with 52 of those students returning. And currently in 2026, we're in the middle of the year, so the number will be updated by the end of the year. So currently, we're looking at 75 students. In addition, the Tejano Mercado also hosts events to help provide food to students. We have the meal bags that were provided to our students during the transitional period when the SNAP legislative changes occurred. In addition to that, they also provide free meal events such as snack stacks and free lunches for our students on campus during designated times. Those opportunities are presented to students through flyers and through social media so that students can take advantage of those. In addition to that, we also have the Mercado on Wheels, which served 338 students in its last run. In addition to the Tejano Mercado, we also have the Campus Closet, which offers donated quality clothing to both our students and faculty. In terms of other basic needs that we provide, we do have the Stay Strong Emergency Aid, which of course helps with payment for any unforeseen expenses of our students. Students are able to request aid once per semester, and they can accept up to $500 per calendar year. And again, these are for expenses that they don't intend or count on, like a flat tire, or if they receive an unforeseen bill that they need to pay all of a sudden. So this is not intended for tuition or fees or books or supplies. In addition to that, we also provide childcare assistance in collaboration between the Financial Aid Office and the YWCA, which basically allows students who qualify up to 75% of the childcare costs to be covered through that service. We also took actions to address mental health on our campuses. One of the earliest things that we did was the establishment of the Mental Health Committee. And one of their first actions was the conducting of a survey for both employees and students in order to identify any mental health issues that were occurring on campuses. In addition to that, that mental health committee established what we call the mental health first aid training program that's also continuing today. This is available to all employees and students, and what this training does is it provides anyone who takes the training with the tools needed to address any person that's having any sort of mental health issue, concern, or crisis. And so it's immediate first aid to them, but the goal is to provide them or send them to other resources where they can get more help. In addition to that, they hold a mental health conference during Faculty Development Week every single semester. We also have the Employee Assistance Program. So the Human Resources Department oversees it, and it's part of our employee benefits. These services are available 24/7 to all full-time and part-time employees and their families. What it does is it provides up to 6 short-term counseling visits for the employees as well as their family members. And it has a wealth of online resources also available to anybody who needs them. So to discuss some of the initiatives with Behavioral Intervention Team and the Critical Incident Response Team, I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Paula Mitchell.
Thank you, Dr. Escamilla. Board members, Dr. Serrata. BIT and CERT have specific meanings and activities. Behavioral Intervention Team is referred to as our BIT, and the Critical Incident Response Team is our CERT. We started working on creating a BIT team back pre-COVID. We actually had training and we're working on putting together the committee. The pandemic happened and everything got delayed. So we restarted the whole process. The BIT team is appointed through cabinet. It's a 2-year term and then is often reappointed based on the positions that individuals are in. We don't meet twice weekly, we meet twice per month, every 2 weeks. And we review cases. If we need to meet as an emergency in between, we will. One of the first things we did was work on a threat assessment and behaviors of concern procedure, which was finally approved earlier this semester. As part of that, we also initiated a behavioral intervention triage team for initial response. Our BIT triage team is made up of faculty members who have had specialized training and experience. They're not all LPCs, but they've had some training. Our goal is to identify through reports from others potential concerns that require early intervention so it doesn't escalate. This is a quote from the procedure. I'll let you read that. Describes what a behavior of concern is. And at the bottom, some examples. I would say that this semester we have had at least one of all categories in that listing there. Went back and looked at our tracking for this semester, which we're currently doing manually as we're working on implementing our Guardian software program for better tracking, and picked out a general category that the majority of our cases fell in. So this semester we've had at least 31 cases. Some have fallen in multiple areas and some have taken us multiple weeks and multiple departments to look at. If we have something that's Title IX harassment, for example, that gets referred to employee relations. We've had several classroom behavioral respect issues. Those may go to conduct, result in suspension, or students may withdraw. Suicidal ideation is one that we're very concerned with, and the police have had to work with us to do emergency detention orders on 5 of our students. And they're then referred to EPCC CARES, CSD, VRC, or other departments. We have had the 2 employees, some of them are being student employees. We did have one unfortunate suicide at Early College High School. We were not aware of that individual until after the event, but we did follow up through our CERT team with the students and faculty members. We've also had death of family members and grief counseling incidents, and then some others that have fallen into referrals. CERT is still mine. Critical Incident Response Team is a standing committee. It actually was implemented back in 2009 after Karina, if you all remember Karina, and many of our volunteers have worked with the community in events as well. We did set up activation guidelines for a CERT team and have it in the emergency operations plan. It is also currently composed of trained individuals. I'm currently the administrative liaison, and I forgot to mention for the BIT team, Dean Nadia Rivas and I are currently co-chairs. Dr. Amaya was previously co-chair with me before his new position. We do primarily diffusing or debriefing after an event, after some traumatic event. Our goals are to help stabilize them, reduce symptoms of stress, return to normal functioning, and refer for continued care if necessary. So these are some examples of crises. The ones that we have dealt with this semester have been related to deaths or traumatic injury of individuals and family members, as well as the suicide situation. So our CERT team went to the classrooms where the student was previously enrolled, worked with the faculty and the students to diffuse and debrief. And let me turn it over to Dr. Carmen. I don't know if you want this one or that one. Thank you.
Board of Trustees, Dr. Serrata, good afternoon. Judge Haggerty, good afternoon. My name is Carmen Castillo Atar, and I've been a counselor with the Center for Students with Disabilities for 23 years and EPCC CARES coordinator for the last 3 years. So the mission, and I'm just happy to be here to talk to you about EPCC CARES. So the mission of EPCC CARES is to provide quality mental health services, promote wellness, and empower EPCC students. And on the same token, our vision is to provide high quality mental health, individual and group therapeutic services in an environment that is that supports students' unique individual, cultural, and demographic needs, and to provide an opportunity for social work, health occupations, and counseling students across the region with internships and trainings. I want to introduce to you our clinical service providers. I'm the coordinator. I'm a licensed professional counselor supervisor. Ms. Valerie Mireles, she's a clinical service provider. LMSW, she is at the Valle Verde campus. Ms. Claudia Ornelas is a licensed professional counselor supervisor as well, and she is currently at the Trans Mountain campus. Ms. Cynthia Wizar is a licensed professional counselor associate, which is being supervised by me, and she's at a Misión del Paso campus. We have Lorena Iverson, a recent hire at the Rio Grande campus, and she's a LMSW, licensed master social worker. Raquel Whittington is a licensed professional counselor and at the Northwest campus. Andrew Luevano at the Misión del Paso campus, and Roxana Gonzalez at the Valle Verde campus. And our administrative assistant is Ms. Gisela Bradley. Out of those, we have 3 licensed professional counselors, 4 LMSWs. Out of those 4 LMSWs, 3 are seeking supervision to obtain a higher level of licensure. We started unofficially in a soft opening. We started in 2023 with a team of 2. It was Valerie and myself who started the program. And at that time, for the whole year, we serviced 23 individuals. And mainly what it was doing an assessment of needs and then refer the students to our community partners. Here are some of the statistics. So of all new intakes or new students, in 23, we had 23 students, 24, a total of 108. In 2025, 182. And in 2026, so far, for the spring semester, we have new intakes of 76. So the number is growing. The caseload that we have right now, if you can see the graphs, right now in the fall of 2025, it was 120 students. And the numbers, some of the students continue from one semester to the other or from one year to the other. So that's the reflection of those numbers. In the spring semester, the caseload was of 100 students for the spring semester. So for 2025, we saw a total of 247 students. Out of those, 65 are receiving services or were receiving services in 2025. 6% did not continue, and those are students that maybe were not eligible for our services for many different reasons, but they were given referrals to our community partners. Every student that comes and asks for services or requests information is given resources to our community partners if we are not able to provide services to them. 13% of those students exited the program, and it could be that they dropped, they didn't come back, or they finished their sessions. And 16% of those students made contact with us. We provided information, and they never came back. They never requested services. In 2026, so far, right now, it's 100 students. 71% will continue with services. 4%, again, due to many reasons, will not continue. Exited 11%, and not yet determined if they're going to continue with us or not, 40%. Those are calls that we get that are requesting information or need for services. So in 2024, 19 students finished their sessions, 72 in 2025, and in 2026, 25. And again, numbers can go from one semester to another or from one year to another, depending on the continuation of services. We have a new app. It's a peer support app that launched in February of this year. It is called Talk Campus. It is Confidential, it is for students, it's free of charge, it's a 24/7 peer support app, it's 365 days a year, and it's for students to talk to other students about their life, about their experiences with school, and just different topics. Now, if the students feel that they need to reach to a therapist, there is therapist available at all times. Then the Talk Campus follows a protocol that if they need to refer to us within 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, they reach out to me or Dr. Mitchell if they need to refer somebody for services here in person, or after hours or on weekends, then they do refer to 988, which is the crisis hotline, or the police department if needed. So we provide in-person or telehealth sessions, 8 to 10 sessions, not included the intake, which the intake takes a little longer. Sometimes up to the professional judgment of the clinical service providers. If they feel that they need a couple more sessions for the students, then we can approve those extra sessions for them to complete their therapy. The sessions are 45 to 50 minutes long. We do individual, couples, family, and group therapy sessions. And we provide community referrals to our partners in the community. Students are eligible, are active EPCC students, and they have to be 18 years or older. And we see students with low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, grief, and relational issues. We are seeing a high increase in crisis calls or needs for the students that come with suicidal ideation, phone calls. They show up to our department mainly at Valle Verde requesting services or in a crisis. So we have our therapists de-escalate the students and then provide appropriate referrals or continuation of services with EPCC. Right now, we have at least one therapist in every campus. So we have 2 at Valle Verde, 2 at Misión del Paso. There's going to be 1 at Northwest, Rio Grande, there's 1, TM1, and we are in the process of hiring another one, so there's going to be 2 at Northwest. And we have our number and our QR code and our website as well for students to be able to reach us in whichever way they need. Any questions? Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Section 1.9, Board of Trustees Business. Items 1.9.1, 1.9.2, and 1.9.3 will be discussed after executive session. Item 1.10, Board Reports. Item 1.10.1, Treasurer's Report. Item 1.10.1.1, April 30, 2026 Financial Statements. No action is required. Item 1.10.2, President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1, Dr. William Serrata, College President, will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at El Paso Community College.
Good evening, Chair Haggerty, members of the board. I'll begin by congratulating the first class of the Opportunity High School Diploma program. I'd like to recognize Dean Guerra and his team. It marked a significant milestone in expanding educational access for adult learners. The program serves those 18 and older who are co-enrolled in high school coursework and a career and technical education, or CTE program, which allows them to earn a state-recognized high school diploma while simultaneously pursuing higher awards. 7 of the 30 students in the inaugural cohort completed the high school diploma component through self-paced competency-based coursework developed and taught by EPCC faculty. Several students have also completed occupational skills awards and certificates in areas such as allied health and nail technology. I'm proud of their work, the work that our team is doing to expand access for approximately 18% of adults in our region who do not hold a high school diploma and may otherwise be unable to pursue higher education through traditional pathways. By integrating diploma completion with workforce training, the Opportunity High School Diploma Program strengthens career pathways, promotes economic mobility, and creates new opportunities for adult learners across the Borderplex region. Congratulations to the first class. Continuing my congratulations, I'd like to recognize Dr. Penley, Ms. Rebecca Bell, and their team for receiving the Open Door Award from Minding College Minds at the Meadows Institute, a recognition of the college's commitment to student-centered support systems. Over the past 9 months, EPCC faculty and staff participated in a collaborative learning community focused on strengthening student success efforts and ensuring the student voice remains central to institutional decision-making. This recognition reflects the outstanding work happening across our college every day. I want to congratulate and thank all faculty, staff, and administrators involved in this initiative for representing EPCC with excellence and for their continued dedication to student success. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. The Valle Verde Art, Architecture, Mathematics, and Science, our Ames division, successfully hosted the EPCC Student Symposium on May the 2nd, 2026 at the Valle Verde campus, marking EPCC's first interdisciplinary student research conference. Organized by AMMS, faculty and staff volunteers, and funded through a faculty professional development mini grant, the event featured 84 student presenters showcasing 25 posters and 13 oral presentations across disciplines, including engineering, biology, chemistry, mathematics, physics, and kinesiology. More than 200 students, 40 faculty members, 27 judges, and 40 volunteers participated in the symposium, which highlighted the importance of faculty mentorship, interdisciplinary collaboration, and student-centered learning. The event provided students with a professional conference experience, strengthened their research, communication, and presentation skills, and connected them with community partners and career opportunities. Congratulations on a successful event. I'd like to recognize English professor Margie Nelson Rodriguez for her recent scholarly achievement. As co-chair of the Modern Language Association Committee, Professor Nelson Rodriguez contributed to the publication of a new research paper examining issues related to the academic workforce. This accomplishment reflects her ongoing commitment to scholarship and advancing meaningful research within the higher education community. The committee continues its work with additional theme-based articles anticipated in the future. The college congratulates Professor Nelson Rodriguez on this important milestone and looks forward to her continued contributions. The Veterans Resource Center is pleased to announce that El Paso Community College has been awarded the prestigious 2026-27 Gold Military Friendly School designation by Victory in the Large Community College category. This achievement is a direct result of a unified college-wide effort characterized by teamwork across the entire institution. The gold status highlights the collaborative work of faculty, staff, and the Veterans Resource Center to provide student-centered services to over 3,000 service members, veterans, and their families, ensuring that support for the military community is woven into the fabric of the entire college. To earn this elite distinction, EPCC was rigorously evaluated against more than 3,200 participating schools using a mix of public data and proprietary surveys. The award criteria focus on key performance indicators that ensure student success, specifically retention, graduation, job placement, and loan repayment rates. By meeting these high thresholds for persistence and academic outcomes, EPCC demonstrates a deep-rooted commitment to building sustainable, transformative pathways that lead to long-term impact for military-connected students. Congratulations to all involved. I see Mr. Dwyer in the audience. Dr. Mitchell and their teams have done a tremendous job with this. The El Paso Community College Surgical Technology Program proudly celebrates the accomplishments of its students and faculty during a milestone year, marking its 50th graduating class. This semester, 13 students completed the program, and 10 of them passed the Certified Surgical Technologist examination administered by the National Board of Surgical Technology and Surgical Assisting on May the 13th. These achievements reflect the program's continued commitment to academic excellence, clinical competency, and workforce preparation in surgical technology education. Following a successful one-day virtual site visit in August of '25, the EPCC Surgical Technology Program was granted continuing accreditation status by the Commission on Accreditation of Allied Health Education Programs from May 15, 2026 through May of 2036, with no areas of noncompliance identified. The program initially received CAAHEP accreditation in January 1979 and has successfully maintained its accredited status for the past 47 years, demonstrating a long-standing tradition of quality instruction and adherence to national educational standards. Former EPCC educators Dr. Diane and Mr. Darrell E. Troyer were recognized for their more than 5 decades of service and support to the college, community, and students. As members of EPCC's founding faculty in 1973, the Troyers played a significant role in the institution's growth and student success initiatives. Mr. Troyer served as an English faculty member, while Dr. Troyer founded the dental hygiene program and later held several leadership roles at the college. Most recently, the Troyers established the EPCC Foundation Stay Strong Student Emergency Fund endowment through a very generous $113,200 contribution, the largest private gift received by the foundation to date. Their generosity has inspired additional community support, growing the endowment to nearly $175,000 and providing emergency assistance to more than 25 students facing unexpected financial hardships so that they can continue pursuing their educational goals. EPCC extends its sincere appreciation and gratitude to the Troyers for their unwavering commitment to student success and for the lasting impact they continue to make on the college and the Borderland community. And I have one final item. Chair Haggerty, members of the board, I will end my report by congratulating the class of 2026. The college celebrated 2,462 students who earned associate's degrees and certificates of completion at the 2026 spring commencement ceremony held at the University of Texas at El Paso's Don Haskins Center. I'd like to recognize Dr. Escamilla and her team for the long hours and efforts to celebrate our students. I'd also like to thank the EMS staff for their participation in the ceremonies. The EMSP program provided medical teams at the Memorial Gym assembly site for the 3 ceremonies from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. The teams were composed of our EMSP faculty, staff, and paramedic students. Thank you to our Board of Trustees for setting a clear vision for student success, to our faculty and staff for guiding our students to commencement, and to all of the attendees for sharing in the celebration of an amazing milestones. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2026, and I believe we have a video.
Any questions for Dr. Serrata? No?
You got a video coming up, Judge.
A video?
Yeah.
Oh, pictures.
Yeah. With a picture.
Congratulations to all of our graduates on your well-earned success. On this special day, we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. Graduation is a special time to celebrate your hard work and accomplishments. It is so wonderful to be together with friends, family, and loved ones when you cross the stage and receive your diploma. Graduating is no small feat. As we celebrate your hard work, I ask that you reflect on the many sacrifices from both you and your families that made today possible. You persevered and had the strength to navigate challenges along the way.
And to the board, the faculty, the staff, the families and friends that fill this room, and of course to you, the class of 2026, it is such an honor to be here with you today. When doors open for you, and they will, more than once, and not always according to your plan, don't spend all your energy deciding whether you deserve to walk through it. Walk through it. That's what it's there for. And before you walk across this stage, feel what the moment is. because this is so much more than a degree, than a certification, than a completion of a program, which is fabulous. This is proof of the work you did. And today, this auditorium, it's proof of what happens when opportunity meets las ganas.
Congratulations.
Don't do it again.
Item 1.11, consent docket. There is none. Section 2, administration. Item 2.1, DMAA TASB abstract local revised policy for second reading and approval.
Move to approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. I looked at this and, let's see, make sure I have it straight here. We have on page 70, at the top, we have this note that says proposed alternate policy version. We have pages 63 through 69, okay, is deals with this, and then have just a two-paragraph. I don't understand. What do we tell us? Is page 70 cover everything, or is it to be replaced in here? How does it, all of a sudden it has the title proposed alternate policy version, which makes me think, is that all we're gonna do, or what?
Yes. So the first pages from 63 to 69 is the current policy that the board adopted and we have been implementing. As I mentioned in the abstract, there is another version that TASB recommends for the same situation with proposed termination of an employee mid-contract. It significantly abbreviates the process while ensuring due process for the employee. But yes, the information on page 70, if approved, would be the replacement for the previous pages 63 to 69.
So it stands alone. It stands on its own, just that,
Yes, sir.
the four paragraphs, yeah, okay. That's what I thought, but it seemed like I like that, a couple of words instead of a couple of pages.
I have a question on the page 70. Only, to me, it just lacks a little bit of clarification on the third paragraph, the third sentence. A faculty member may file a request to present a grievance within 10 business days. Just a little more clarity would have been good to whom they're going to present it. I know those of us that have worked with DGBA would know, it would be maybe to human resources. But to me, it's not exactly clear for those that are not familiar with the policies. And the same thing on the next paragraph. Once a request to present a grievance has been filed, the conference shall be scheduled within 7 business days. Scheduled by whom? Scheduled by HR or scheduled by the supervisor, or it would have been nice to have a little bit more clarity in that area. Just a suggestion. But with that said, I move to approve.
I think we already did that. We'll get a second.
First and a second.
Yeah. Any other questions? Call a question, Bill.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 2.2, CAK local appropriation and revenue sources abstracts for first reading and approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is this dealing with the abstract investment policy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. The purpose, is this just to state more clearly the policy? I don't see does this change anything
There are no changes in this policy. I'm gonna kick it over to VP Flores. This is an annual review to document that the board has.
So
in
this is
fact,
primarily for documentation that we did this?
Correct.
Okay, fine. That's all we need. That's all I want to know.
Any other discussion?
I think Mr. Flores had a comment. Did you have a comment, sir?
It's a requirement that we present this annually to the board, and we're following through with that requirement from CAK and Public Funds Investment Act.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Call the question, Bill.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 2.3, BBC, BGC, CS, FB, FDA, TASB abstract local policies for first reading and comment only. No action is required. Section 3, personnel. Item 3.1, information items. Institutionally, externally funded full-time staff and faculty appointments, extensions, resignations, and retirements. No action is required. Item 3.2, faculty appointments and extensions.
Move to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question, Bill.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Section 4, financial services. Item 4.1, discussion and action on the approval to contract with Computer Center United States, Inc. for the upgrade of district-wide edge network infrastructure to include network firewalls, routers, and network switches across all campuses.
Move to approve 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3.
Second?
Item 4.2, discussion and action to contract with various vendors for the purchase of IT infrastructure, components, and related services associated with the Valle Verde Campus Building A renovation in an amount not to exceed $925,299. Item 4.3, discussion and action to contract with various vendors for the IT infrastructure supporting the relocation of offices and the intermediate distribution frame, IDF, on the 4th floor of Building C at the VV campus in an amount not to exceed $612,489.
Any discussion?
I have a question. 4.2, it said that we have this, when I look at the financial services, it has a vendor scope of operation. In the explanation, one of the things, phrases there to include enhancements, to include lighting systems, ceiling structures, and yet when I look down here for the vendors, is lighting systems doesn't need to be identified? Is it understood to be by one of the vendors there, or does it need a separate vendor, or how come?
Mr. Oxford, thank you for your question. So, and I apologize for the confusion, but all that we're listing is a project that the board had previously approved to provide those services, and the IT services are required to support all of that.
Uh-huh.
That's why they're not included in this abstract.
No, I was just saying that I see that it says enhancements to lighting systems, but I don't see any particular vendor identified for that. Did I miss something out of this?
That's because that was approved previously by the board on a different abstract that came in.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
slow, but I get there, okay. And then on let's see. Yeah, that's all on that one. I'm through.
Okay. Any other question? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.4, discussion and action on the approval of contract awards for catering services for events district-wide in an amount not to exceed $345,000 estimated annual aggregate.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question. I noticed when I see the Papal Rancher, you list 4 particular vendors that are represented, but I noticed that we actually utilize something called, I believe, Super Chef Services too. Are they to be part of this, or are they no longer considered? Or
They are no longer considered.
are we able to discuss why?
because these are the only ones that proposed for this
Okay.
particular service,
Okay,
and so that is why.
okay. They don't like us anymore. Okay.
Mr. Exer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 4.5, discussion and action to adopt the broker dealer list for investments provided by Hilltop Securities Asset Management, LLC.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Section 5, physical facilities, there is none. Section 6, curriculum and instruction, there is none. Section 7, student services, item 7.1, discussion and action on the approval of continuing education, CE tuition rates for new courses.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? Call a question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Mrs. Robles,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Dr. Graham,
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Section 8, community services, there is none. Would the board like to recess to executive session?
Yep.
Item 1.3, executive and closed session. The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons. 1, consultation with its attorney to seek or receive legal advice or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation or for any purpose authorized by law. 2, discussion about the value or transfer of real property. 3, discussion about a prospective gift or donation. 4, consideration of specific personnel matters. 5, discussion about security, personnel, or devices. Or 6, discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on this agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session. Item 1.3.1, discussion with legal counsel regarding the outcome of the Rate 41 Group's intervention in the El Paso Electric Company's current rate case. Item 1.3.2, discussion with legal counsel regarding letter of intent with City of El Paso regarding a proposed ground lease and development coordination for Cohen Sunset Amphitheater pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Item 1.3.3, discussion with legal counsel regarding the development of a comprehensive digital presence for the Military Veterans Museum of the Southwest pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. The time is now 5:54 p.m. and the board is in executive session.
Back from executive session, and we are looking at 1.9.1.
1.9.1, discussion and take possible action to approve letter of intent with the City of El Paso regarding a proposed ground lease and development coordination for Cohen Sunset Amphitheater.
Got a motion to table?
Motion to table.
Second?
Do we have to call the board? Roll call?
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Naheda.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 1.9.2, discussion and take possible action regarding the development of a comprehensive digital presence for the Military Veterans Museum of the Southwest.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? Call the question, Bill.
Mr. Uxer. Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Naheda.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Item 1.9.3, discussion and take possible action regarding the upcoming Board of Trustees meeting dates for June, July, and August 2026.
Move to approve June 25th, July 22nd, and August 26th.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Ms. Naheda.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye. We have to run it on July, because I'm gonna be bowling.
Move for adjourn?
Huh?
You gonna
Move to adjourn?
You know, I could get here early, though, so I'll be here.
You're gonna move to adjourn the meeting?
We are adjourned.
Thank you, Judge.
That's it.